How's it going, everybody? It is your host Aki here, and welcome to this final part of this Klonoa Phantomile playthrough. And yes, it is still post commentary. So yeah, I ended off the video where I'm practically stuck in this room, and let me tell you, it is considered the most pain in the ass. This is the most pain in the ass one out of the three. Yes, there's three of them. We did the first one from the last video, but this only looks easy because this took me a really long time to get to the room, so I obviously had to cut out a lot of the portion for it and just really stick to the portion where I finally got the pattern down. So I think the original timing for it took me maybe around 15 to 20 minutes to really get it working, because timing means everything with that room, and you have to make sure that the first two switches get hit around the same time. As soon as you throw the enemy, you basically grab the other one, wait till the platform gets to where you're close enough to throw the second one, and then immediately jump off the platform. But yeah. At least we got through that, and we're now at this final stretch for the stage, because I believe it takes... Since the third door, is now accessible for us, I would probably say this portion here is not as difficult, I would probably say. I think it just takes a lot of timing, like this little portion here, which, obviously, you aim it right, and then obviously you have this part of the platform to yourself, just so that you could just time it right, destroy the enemy, and then safely traverse through this next portion here. And plus, there's another checkpoint, which is good. Otherwise, we would have to go through this tiny platform segment again, which, you know... Which surprisingly wasn't so bad for me. I think by that point I was already getting used to how the tiny platforms work and the timing of it. And just being quick enough to make sure that I wasn't getting hurt nor falling off the stage and whatnot. So, which makes it the worst thing in the world if you didn't know how to do it right. Also, when this happens, just make sure that, you know, you jump over the projectile and then just safely grab the enemy. Which I believe, I recall this being a little bit difficult because I wasn't entirely sure how I was gonna be able to like get to this movable platform there. So it did took me quite a bit, but eventually I did get to it right. Because otherwise, you just end up jumping under it, and then just like it becomes it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So eventually, I just learned to just start jumping while it's coming towards me, so just so that I can just get right into the platform, which is very good to learn there. And then obviously waiting until this platform comes back so that I can jump onto it and then destroy the big enemy, and then we just get to hit this big switch there. And also a bunch of green gems so that we could get yet another life up, because at this point, you're gonna probably need all the lives you can get at this point, because, especially with dealing with the bosses and whatnot, so, yeah. I decided to literally get the Phantomile before I head straight to the switch, just so that, yeah, just get whatever Phantomile I could possibly get while I'm reaching this end game. And yeah, we're just gonna do that. We take this enemy with us. At least like at least the little tunnel passage was big enough to fit, and why not? I don't know if I ever got a chance to really talk about this soundtrack in particular. It's actually really good, and I think especially like reaching endgame, I think it really has this It definitely gives off the vibe of like knowing, you know, like, okay, this is the end game, but we're also gonna make it where it's like there's a sense of hope and there's a sense of determination and hope and whatnot. So, and knowing that we're about to get right into the hardest challenge yet. So, and hey, we got 9 lives. Like, I mean, listen, cats have 9 lives, so I think this is really fitting. And then, I especially learned better to, like, not get my ass beat by the projectile, and yeah, it's definitely one of those instances where it's like, I learned better to, you know, get through the obstacles and whatnot, and yeah, this is the final Switch puzzle room for this end of the game. This one's actually not as bad as the last one, so, which I believe this doesn't really take me very long. I basically start... It did throw me off a little bit, but only because of the middle one in the room. So I decided to literally just purposely wait till everything gets reset, and then yeah, pretty much. Eventually, yeah, I did learn that I did remember that the switch there, you had to literally hit it forward and then quickly wait for the enemies to come back or respawn, just so that you could quickly get back up to the other side and hit the last switch there. So yeah, and I think by this point we're practically like at the end of... We're getting right through the end of this stage here. I think by this point we just we go up to a extra platform to the upper level of this place, and I think at this point so yeah, we get to bypass all these doors because we've already done them, and where we actually get right into this this area here. And I think at this point the devs are very generous and gives us like an extra life and a couple of hearts, which is very good. That means that we're getting into in-game with 10 lives, and we're gonna need all the lives we can get, because it can somewhat be a little bit difficult. But yeah, we're facing off, going through the final confrontation. Well, yeah, we face off against Gaudius here, which it's not entirely difficult at all. I think you have... So here we're supposed to grab some enemies and throw right at him, which it did take me quite a bit to get used to this fight in the original, because I would say, I think I recall this fight being slightly easier in the Reverie remake, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, when you touch those orbs and you get transported to the outside portion of this of this area. And you just gotta like retouch it once more to get back inside, because that's really the only way you could really attack Gaudius. But we have to put a stop to him because he's trying to awaken Nahatom. If I think it's how you fucking say it correctly, but hey. I believe this fight took me 2 tries to get this because of something really stupid that happens during this fight, or at least in this attempt of the fight. But the fight itself is really not super difficult, and it is very possible to not touch those sparkly things at all. I just happened to like really try to get used to how this fight works, or at least trying to remember it in terms of like, you know. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one that thinks about this, but I feel like this game's physics is really different from the Reverie a little bit. I could be wrong on that department. I'm probably like remembering in such stupid ways, you know. So yeah, as you can pretty much tell, that's how I died the first time, which is a pain in the ass. So I instantly just fucking fall down, and I had no way to get back to the platform for no fucking reason, and I don't know why. It is so weird. But this I guess like honest mistake wise, it did took me like, I would say it takes me multiple tries for this, but that's only because of again how I accidentally just like fall off the stage. Really, that's the main reason why it happened. So I had to literally cut out the portion until I get to an attempt that's like successful, which is here. So like when it gets to like just 2 of them, like it's not entirely difficult, but it can get a pain in the ass. And now he's doing another phase here, which has a bunch of moves get trapped inside of a triangle, but it's surrounded by with electricity here. So yeah, you gotta like So eventually I learned you're supposed to hit the outer part here, which is what's happening here. So I had to quickly grab these guys, and yeah, that's the entire fight. I believe there's another phase that he does too, because I know it showcases like 3 masks, and why not? Which means depending on which one that's like activated, it like does different things. But I think from my experience, I only saw 2 out of the 3 of those phases, so I wouldn't know what's the last one that I didn't get to see, but yeah. And yeah, technically we reached that jingle almost to the end of it, I guess. Because of that. But we're not necessarily done. I think there is exactly 1 more stage that we had to get through. It's the final fission. So the Moon Kingdom portion, I guess you can say, is the only one with 3 stages rather than 2. So pretty much, this is not over. We get to see all the people we meet along the way. We're all a bunch of happy motherfuckers. Yay. I don't know about that. He's like, are you sure about that? Yeah. Nahatom is awake now. Yeah, this is the final portion of the game. This is not necessarily a stage itself. It's we're just heading right straight into a fight. Pretty much. Which I think this boss fight is about to start at any given moment. So yeah, as the queen explained here, is that we had to basically pass through. We had to pass all 5 of these individuals some shots. So we had to give ammunition to every single one of them, and then they will activate their cannon shots. Pretty much. So yeah, pretty much in this fight, you don't necessarily, you yourself don't hit, you don't hurt the boss directly. Instead, you have to pass those moves as like ammunition, pretty much. Also, I never exactly knew how to like dodge the tongue every time. It's like I get caught every single time, unfortunately. But at least I know how to like pretty much not get hit with that this time. So it could take a bit, but this can also last pretty quickly as well. Which I don't think it should take that much longer, unless like due to the fucking tongue as well. So it's a pain in the ass. Which I think I try to be as quick as I can, and with the 3rd one in and the 4th immediately after, which again, it doesn't take very long. And certainly you could definitely go much quicker than how I was going about it, so that's something. Which now, obviously, I had to now wait for this last one to happen. Which now that means I can have the that means all 5 cannons can shot at the same time, which and it sucks that I ended up like getting caught by the tongue once more. It's a little pain in the ass, but I kind of wish they'd just fire by now, which is really weird. It takes a bit, but yeah, once they take them out, it's instant. It's pretty much instant in that way. There is a total of 3 phases, so this is the second phase here, which I know I'm going to end up fucking dying here because I certainly did not end up I certainly did not beat this one in on my first try. It took me quite a bit. It took a bit. Yeah, so I knew I wasn't gonna like do it on my first try, so I was just simply like fuck it and just like outright get the enemy, inflate a move whatever I can, and then just like hit one of those 4 crystals that's like literally floating, because that's how you hit them. You gotta also excuse my aiming. It's not super great, but I think eventually I learned to get right to it faster. Which I think here I did a little bit better. I think it's just something that I literally try to like get used to, like really making sure I wasn't getting hit too much, but you know, unfortunately it just shit like that tends to happen, which, you know. I think eventually I do get the better hanging when it comes to like dodging a little bit for the laser attack. But at this point, a fifth floating crystal will come around, but this time it will constantly be moving around, and you have to not only really dodge the eye laser, but you'll have to also kind of like not get hit at all at this point. You gotta also like really aim it right, which I know I definitely did not necessarily do the first time around, which really sucks because it becomes a pain in the ass. I think it takes about maybe 2 to 3 more hits after destroying the all 4 crystals, and then this float. Well, this one probably takes like around like 2 to 3 more hits after. So it's just something that I basically had to like deal with. Eventually, I learned to just like outright jump over the just simply jumping over the lasers rather than just simply hitting rather than just trying to float over. And yeah, afterwards, I was just basically waiting for this 5th crystal to come around, and I think it took me... I don't think it took me too long to outright be able to hit it, because it was a little bit difficult, but I think I managed to get the timing right. So yeah, all it took is just one last hit, and yeah, that was phase 2. Again, it did took... I'll admit, it took me a multiple tries, but I did remember when I think when I did this through the Fantasy Reverie, I had no fucking idea how to, like, fucking kill the enemy outright, and it took me a very long time to hit those crystals, or to realize that I'm supposed to hit them, and whatnot. But, yeah. Right now, this is the final phase here. It's essentially like the first phase, but except you have to really keep an eye out with the fact that you have to now keep an eye on the fact that you're gonna have to like jump over from platform to platform, and especially when it comes to some of the platforms just outright disappearing. And of course, since everyone else is essentially going under the platform, so you have to aim your shots right and make sure that they get ammunition, pretty much. Which this definitely took me a lot of try to get this right, especially with this game's physics a bit. So obviously, again, it's just five people. Yeah, I get ammunitions too. So you could tell here that I got my second one given. I just needed 3 more people to go, and then once again they'll just end up they'll outright try to go about it once more and hit the shots. Which is not entirely always easy because you gotta also keep an eye on the rainbow attack there as well. Which, yeah, I didn't realize how I was gonna go about it, which, so as you can pretty much tell, I was, like, down to my last life, going about this, but, you know, it was, it's a pain in the ass, but I try to be very patient about it, and, I wasn't trying to rush anything, so I had to make sure that I stay calm during this fight, because it's like, I could end up accidentally fall at any given moment, which has definitely happened, and since being on down to my last life, it's not fun because you could be at a risk of getting a game over and then trying to go through this entire, starting from phase 1 once more. So, yeah, that's pretty much, I try to be very careful here. I think I just had to give this last, one to Hyupo's mother, and yeah, I think that's the end of the fight. They just hit Nahatom, and yeah, that was the end. Now we're just gonna go through this cutscene once more. Like you could tell here, like now Hyupo has to be thrown into Nahatom and basically finish this whole fight, and really tries to give Klonoa the reassurance that they'll always be together, pretty much. But yeah, we did it. We beaten the the final boss. He's gone. Look at that. We saved Luffy's.
Hyupo, Mani Raffi.
Aw, so Hyopo was okay. Oh man. This part's never easy. This part's never easy. Okay, I guess I could talk again. But yeah, that is Klonoa, Door to Phantomile. I guess I should talk a little bit about my overall thoughts about this game in general. I really do like this game. I'll definitely I'll quickly touch upon like my previous experiences with the franchise in general. So obviously, I would say that I got first introduced to Klonoa with the Wii make version, but the thing is that I didn't necessarily play it. I happened to find like videos of people playing the game, and obviously looking at the ending, which obviously, I would lie if I said that I didn't cry about the ending in general, but I did. Unfortunately, I've cried. And I think I've even eventually found out that the original version was the PlayStation 1. And obviously, I looked at clips of that too, and I cried all over again with the ending as well. I didn't get to play this until I want to say a few years ago. So that was like the first time I got to play like the original PlayStation 1. Eventually, I also tried out the Wii version as well through an emulator. And then, I believe, like, I want to say 2 years ago when the Fantasy Reverie series came out, and eventually I got my copy from, I want to say, at Comic-Con 2 years ago. And I definitely played. I first played Door to Phantomile through there, and obviously, I'll be honest. Like in terms of like which versions I like best, so obviously I definitely do like this original version much better than all the other versions. Not to say that the Reverie version is bad or anything like that. I definitely really do like the. I do like the Reverie version too. It's just that I think there's just a lot of small details that I kind of like better. And I think especially with the FMV cutscenes and whatnot, which really gives a really nice touch and somewhat. But the game is very beautiful. And it's also very sad at the same time, so it really subverts the expectations and whatnot. I definitely also really do like this touch of like my alien's name on the book and whatnot. And yeah, that's the entire game in of itself. As you could pretty much see that I'm saving the game for the one final time. Till the end of this playthrough. And yeah, as you could pretty much tell here, this is where you can actually pick. You could replay any of the stages you want. I think even include the final boss. One last thing to note though is that there is an extra vision with this, but the thing is that you would have to. I think you have to get all the Phantomilans, and I think I only collected a total of 58 Phantomilans in total. I think if you actually count how many there are on the screen, but yeah, I think with the extra vision, I think it's like there's an extra little storyline, but can't get to that now can I? But yeah, this is the end of the playthrough. Hope you enjoyed this series. I'm sorry that I had to do this in post commentary for different reasons. But I will see you guys in the next playthrough regardless. So thank you and goodbye.